Hello and welcome back to Centre Coventry, where today we'll play Ipswich Town and Portsmouth in the Sky Bet Championship. As you can see, we have struggled quite comprehensively to get to grips with Championship football as of yet, and are sat 2 points adrift at the bottom of the league with no wins, just the one draw on the opening day and 4 more league defeats. Our schedule, as you can see, looks very red with a slight dabble of green in there as our Carabao Cup run does continue. After the Queen's Park Rangers game, we were just beaten away in Brighton with a Lewis Dunk header midway into the second half, which personally I don't think is a terrible result. We then ran it very close against Norwich City at home. The damage was done when Dujon Sterling and Dominic Hyam both got sent off. We did get a late consolation with Tom Bayliss. We then went to Bristol City and, well, they just tore us apart. It was 90 minutes of just destruction from Bristol City, who are doing very well this season. We were then comfortably beaten at home by Reading. Again, destruction done. Dujon Sterling getting hurt. We played our best but couldn't get a result. But in the middle of all of this, the win against Charlton was convincing. Okay, they're not the best side. And then another good win against Sheffield United, who are in our league and are above us. Obviously, because everyone is above us at the moment, which is a little bit of a shame. We do have Derby County in the third round of the Carabao Cup with a small opportunity to get through there and maybe get another game or maybe get a big game and make some money. But Ipswich and Portsmouth today. Ipswich 16th and Portsmouth, as you can see, 23rd in the league. These two sides haven't started particularly well either. Financially, we are making a little bit of money. We are expected to fall into the red at the end of this season. But we have bought in 2 new players on top of all of these players that we've bought in. We brought in Connor O'Shaughnessy, who is probably going to be our best player, in all fairness. He's a very, very talented player from Leeds. Leeds' promotion has made him kind of surplus to them at the moment, and he had a very good season on loan at Hamilton last year, so we've taken him. And we've also signed Jack Rodwell. Maybe a bit of a desperation signing, just looking to try and strengthen the team. Not the best player in the world, but we've brought him in. We've also tinkered with the formation, as you can see. We've just tinkered around with it. We've gone for it's pretty much a 4-1-2-2-1. They're calling it a 4-1-4-1. You could also call it a 4-3-3 almost, the way we're actually going to play it. Quite intense, quite positive football. Liam Kelly going to be that linchpin. Potentially, I made a mistake getting rid of Abu Agogo a little too early. I didn't think we'd play holding midfielders, but it looks like we're going to this season. It worked against Sheffield United in the Cup in our experiment game. We are going to get Emmanuel Ogbeta to learn this position as opposed to being a centre-half, and hopefully he'll pick that up quite quickly. But here is the starting lineup for today's game then. It's Lee Burge in goal, with Brandon Mason, Jordan Willis, Dominic Hyam and Jack Grimmer as quite a familiar back four. Liam Kelly in the holding midfield role. Ryan O'Shaughnessy and Jack Rolls in the middle, with Luke Thomas and Geordie Highwooler out wide. Connor Chaplin is our lone striker. Of course, Rodwell isn't up to speed as of yet. He's not been training. He's been a free agent. Jordan Thompson still injured, Dujon Sterling still injured, Jody Jones and now Bakayoko out injured. Jordan Shipley wasn't a superstar in the week, so we've actually dropped him for today's game. He didn't have a brilliant game in our win. Alassani back on the bench. Hesketh hasn't really got the position for him at the moment, so he is also going to be benched. O'Shaughnessy not fully fit, but we need him today. He's definitely our best midfielder. It puts Tom Bayliss on the bench, which is nice. Ipswich playing a very sort of almost 6 at the back, 4 up top formation. I'm guessing that's Izzy Brown. Yeah. Who's up top for them? Again, someone I've not really heard of. Obi Ular, on loan from Watford. Looks like quite a good player, actually. He's been at Watford for... Okay, he's been out on loan for most of his time at Watford. He's made 2 appearances. Bought for £6 million back in 2015. So he's going to be quite the player. Phil Bardsley in there. Luke Chambers. Ryan Belkowski is one of the more talented goalkeepers in this division. Not going to be an easy game. Again, even we've said it's got to be an upset to win this one. Away at Ipswich, we need to pick up a win. This is our last game in August. We then have a 2-week break for internationals, so we nearly take an early lead, and then we're back for Portsmouth on the 14th of September. So we have a little bit of a break to try and just get ourselves ready for the Portsmouth game, which I think is going to be quite a big game. They're currently nipping themselves out into 22nd, a couple of points ahead of us still. Nottingham Forest struggling as well. So there's some really good sides down here. Cardiff haven't started very well back in the Championship. Ipswich aren't a bad side. Stoke, Middlesbrough, all inside the top, inside the bottom half of this division. As we get 40 minutes in without conceding a goal, as they good tackle, and here's Kelly. Chaplin loses it very quickly from Adiemi, and there's a wonderful ball through. Open shot, good save Burge, and the second one's in. It's Rafael Leao who has knocked it home just before half time. We are behind against Ipswich. We're behind again. We haven't actually taken the lead in the game yet this season. Adiemi, good save Burge, and the seconds. Jack Grimmer needs to be closer. Quite disappointing. He's offside there, but it's maybe a bit disappointing that wasn't given. But, never mind. It's a chance there. Bielkowski out nice and quickly to come and claim that one. He's popped it down, and hopefully we can... Oh my goodness, not like this. Lee Burge with a good save. If we go 2-0 down, things will get a lot more difficult. Getting back into games in the Championship when you're 2-0 down is very, very difficult. We have found his Luke Thomas, though. This is a good attack right before half-time. Luke Thomas has been thumped down by Chambers, and I'm not really too sure why he hasn't been booked for that, but we've got ourselves to half-time. We are a goal down. Unlucky. Things haven't gone well for us so far. It will happen. Hopefully we can get back in this game. Jordan Willis is having a howler. Really is. Tom Bayliss is going to come on. That seems like the best thing to do. He's quite a talented player. Rita Alassani for... Can Hiwula do both? He can. He can actually do that one quite well. So then we can bring on Alassani, who I think is just going to do a better job than Luke Thomas. He's not done anything. We need really... It's difficult because we really need a result here. Looking at the bottom of the table, Brandon Mason whips a corner in. It's cleared away. I don't really know what happened, but it's cleared away. Kelly, Hyam, good football. We desperately need something from this game. Ball whipped in again. It's off the bar. Same sort of thing happening again. Jordan Willis is having a terrible game. Currently, we will be 3 points from safety early in the season. Portsmouth is our chance in our next game to really come away with something at home, as I don't think we're going to pull off a miracle here unless we do. Liam Kelly, Brandon Mason, Chaplin get the ball in the box. Ball is whipped in. It's headed away. Kelly, Grimmer, got to get it in the box. Alassani, it's cleared by Adiemi, and it's a kick and chase, and Willis does Oh my goodness, Willis has had a shocker today. Can't drop him, we don't really have much else going forward, but it's full time. And it is another defeat. We really are struggling. We are now 3 points adrift at the bottom of this league table. We will be back for the Portsmouth game coming up next, but where do we go from here? I do believe that today could be a huge day, a potential 6-pointer early on in this season. We are already 3 points adrift. Our defeat at Ipswich hasn't helped us. What I did try and do was give us a confidence booster against Coventry Copsewood. It didn't really work. We won 1-0. I thought we'd thump them about 6 or 7. That didn't happen. Today is actually huge at the Ricoh Arena. We've lost a couple of bodies in the international break. Reece Alassani's gone down. We've got some players that aren't fully fit, but are slowly coming back. Shipley's been hurt. So we're forced into a couple of things today. Clark Harris, we're going to give him the nod up top. A man who couldn't score in League One to save his life is going to get a start in the Championship today. I'm pretty much the same side. Bayliss has come in as well for Jack Rolls. But we need to try something, and that's what we're trying. Sully Kaikai is a man that we looked at signing and decided he wasn't good enough. He hasn't scored yet. For Portsmouth, no doubt he'll open his campaign today. Ryan Brewster is another man we had a look at and decided against in the off-season. No doubt both of these players will come back to haunt us in this game today. A real opportunity, though, for someone like Clark Harris to show us what he's got. A real opportunity for him. But yeah, we really do need Johnson Clark Harris to grab a goal for us today, or at least put in a good performance. We're going to really struggle if we don't start scoring goals, especially today against Portsmouth. We need something, as Liam Kelly loses the ball in possession as Willis wins it back quite thankfully. He's had a few shocking weeks as Hiwula Luke Thomas fires home his first of the season. Good assist from Geordie Hiwula. Willis, as I was saying, has had some shocking weeks. Hiwula with a wonderful touch. Great pass to Luke Thomas. Good touch out of his feet and just drills it past the Portsmouth shot stopper, Luke McGee. Really good football from us there. Sully Kaikai has nearly whipped one in. Possession-wise, we're not dominating it, which is fine. We have more shots on target and stuff, which is good. We're off the bottom, and we're not a million miles away from everyone else again with a win today, which is nice. And we have Preston next, who I don't actually know where they are, but they're somewhere. They are somewhere. As we'll just get straight into the second half. I want to keep this momentum up that we've got here somehow, some way. We were saying that this is an early season 6-pointer. Preston 14th. They're 5 points ahead of us. As Brandon Mason whips in a corner, headed away to Clark Harris on the edge. Bayliss, Kelly, O'Shaughnessy. And, oh my goodness, keep hold of that. Okay, it's all worked out. It's all worked fine. Hiwula. Shaughnessy wins it well. Hiwula again, wide to Grimmer. Grimmer can find a cross. Luke Thomas again. He's come back into the team as Shipley's been hurt and underperforming, and Luke Thomas is keeping his place as things stand. He wasn't great against Ipswich, but he's got 2 here. This is the kind of confidence boost we need. We need a win today. It looks like we might be on our way to our first win of this season, which is huge. We've started, 7 games in, we've started terribly, in fairness. What we're going to do is we're going to run Connor Chaplin. Clark Harris has done what you might say sweet FA. Jack Rolls is going to come on as well, as Shaughnessy's on a yellow. We don't want to get him sent. We need to keep players on this pitch this season. We can't afford to have red card games this year like we did against Norwich with 7 minutes to go. We're going to bring on Ogbetter. We're going to bring him on at holding mid. We're going to try and get him used to it. With a few minutes to go, it looks like we might come away with quite an easy win in the end. Thompson, it's full time. We have won our first league game of the season. It's only taken the 7 attempts. Our run of poor form is over. We finally have a league win on the table. We are off the bottom of the league, which is great. We record our overdue in 6 games. 6 games without a win. We finally have it. There we go. 23rd place in the league. We've finally moved off bottom spot. Not the worst goal difference in the league. Things are looking up for us. If you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe, and we'll be back next time.